Welcome to Envision Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success presents The Momentum Shift. A show where we get inspired, we get moving, and we get results. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with your host, Eric Collier. He's the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, bringing you inspiring interviews and empowering stories that will help to improve lives. If you're ready to start making the impossible possible, then you've joined the right show, because the Momentum Shift is what you've been looking for.
Hello, I'm Eric Collier, also known as the Mayor of Motivation, and welcome to this week's episode of the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show, a show designed to get you inspired, get you moving so you can get results. Our whole focus here today is to get you going from being stuck to moving forward in life, where you're doing those things you once believed to be impossible. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an incredible guest with me today, and I think you're going to love her. Her name is Miss Bessie Stroman. She is also known as the goddess of estheticians. Bessie is a licensed master esthetician, and she's the co-founder of Crown the Earth. And her holistic approach is revolutionizing the world of skincare and wellness. And in that, she's bringing luxury and intentional care to those who are her clients, wherever they may be. And so with that, she's empowering individuals to unlock their natural radiance and confidence. And ladies and gentlemen, she's just doing some great things. And I wanted to share her story with you today. Let's give a round of applause for our incredible guest, Miss Bessie Stroman, AKA the goddess of estheticians. Because I'm somebody who believes that the largest gap an individual will face is the gap that stands between where they are now and what they could become. So the question becomes, are you willing to climb? The greatest trick the mind will ever pull is convincing you that your greatness does not exist. Mama used to say, she said, Eric, what you do in the dark will come out in the light. And she means that you reap what you sow. You get what you put in. And so you got to put the work in. Why? Because you're going to step your game up and tap into that untapped potential of yours and become the greatest person that you can possibly become.
I woke up, I was about to lose everything. And so my wife was about to leave me, and that meant my 3 children were going to be gone, which really hurt me because I would fall short on a promise to my kids where I told them that I was their father. Nobody would ever be in their house taking care of them. Nobody would be responsible for them. They never had to worry about calling anybody daddy but me. Momentum shift. When you get stuck, you got to find a way to get going. And that is all about elevating your performance. You have to realize that high-level results are not products of low-level effort. So you got to step your game up. So you get stuck, you got to get yourself moving. And when you're down in the dumps, you're the only one that's going to be there. So you got to be your own hype man.
What happens is when you don't realize that you have all that you ever need to create the life that you want to live, you're missing out. You're standing at the base of that mountain thinking and hoping somebody's going to save you when all you got to do is take action. Theodore Roosevelt said, he said that the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena with their face marred in dust with sweat and blood. You've got to get in the arena, claim your moment, take the opportunity to take your shot. Then when you're in that arena, think about this. I got to step my game up.
Eric's message was extremely powerful.
The power of overcoming is not just connected to you. You're rising because the people behind you are counting on you. Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
Welcome back to the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show. I'm your host, Eric Collier, and our incredible guest, Miss Bessie Stroman, AKA the goddess of estheticians, is here to join us today and share her journey. Bessie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I've been excited about having you joining me this week.
I've been excited.
Yeah, you're doing some great things.
Yes, thank you.
And I wanted to share your story because listening to how you go about doing business, what you're doing is just, first of all, is incredible, because skincare is important.
Yes.
And a lot of people struggle with the confidence because of the certain issues that they face with the skincare, and is it alopecia and what is it? Always mess
Like eczema.
Eczema, eczema, those things. So
Yes.
thank you for joining me, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
So, I always ask, the first question is always, what does momentum shifting mean to you, and how does it shape your life? But before we go into that,
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and how you.
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Bessie Stroman. I am a licensed master esthetician. I am the founder of Crown to Earth, and Um, I specialize in concierge skincare. So I basically take the treatment room to my clients wherever they are, whether it's their office, private space events. And I just pretty much bring that radiance and glow and confidence and wellness directly to their doorstep.
Nice. I
Hmm.
like it. Because not everybody has a chance to get there. And especially if we work in one, sometimes two jobs, you got
Absolutely.
kids to take care of.
Yes.
Like, here, you can't make it. Right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I really love it. Me personally, it gives me that opportunity to really connect with my clients. I already get to connect with them in any treatment room,
Yeah.
but to be able to be in their personal space and just allow them to be themselves
Yeah.
completely, it really does add a different element to it as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
What took you to this type of work?
As far as aesthetics or travel?
No, I'm just
We're gonna say travel aesthetics. Which one? Because there's some stories.
all right. Well, let's talk about what took you to becoming a master esthetician.
Yeah. So originally I started by making my own products. I made my own hair products, body butter and skin serum and lip balms. I one time dabbled also in all natural products as well. I did struggle with eczema myself as a child. And so over time, when you get older, you start realizing you can't wear all the Victoria's Secrets and stuff. Because you're like, what's happening to my skin? Like, I am transforming. So, so that really put me in a position where I ended up diving into more natural skincare a little bit. And then I started making my own products. I started getting a lot of people like, what are you doing with your skin? And I was looking like that, like, I know I'm not the poster child of nice skin at one point.
Yeah.
And then people started asking me to make them I was just like, I make it myself. And so they started asking me. And then that kind of prompted me to kind of go the route of making some skincare. But then I started going to pop-up shops, selling the skincare.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to do my clients and customers the due diligence and actually learn more about skin. I knew about ingredients. I knew a little about skin because of, I wanted to make sure I was using the correct or good ingredients.
Yeah.
But then it kind of drove me to learn a little bit more. And that's how I ended up landing in aesthetics and fell in love. Yeah.
That's cool. It's funny how you end up places you never even
Never even
planned to
thought.
go, right?
Yeah. It's really funny because one time I was getting waxed and my wax technician came to my house and I was like, "Ooh, this would be a nice side hustle." And I went to the school like literally 10 years before and was like, "Oh, I would like to figure out." I'm thinking they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's like $2,000." They were like, at the time, they were just like 10, 12,000. I said, "Not for a side hustle." Literally like 10 years later ended up in aesthetic school anyway. So it was just like, wow, okay. You see how those tables turn. And
I tell people all the time, the things we tend to run away from are actually the things that we love to
they
do.
come and chase
like,
you. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I know because there's so many times I would get offered jobs and like, we want you to teach, we want you to write, we want you to do this. Like, no, that's not me. That's not me. Right. Knowing I love to speak, and then when I realized that that's my platform to get myself prepared, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, you're ready. Yeah, it comes natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. I didn't think that I would love it as much as I do, but it wasn't a shocker at all either. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, you seem to be like, I'm good. I'm at peace with
Yeah,
this.
I truly am.
Mellow.
It is. It's really, even though like when I'm in the treatment room with my clients, it's really therapeutic for them.
Yeah.
I see my clients transition a lot, like having babies or just going through stuff or whatever. But when I'm in there, I am truly at peace.
Yeah.
Like especially I got that music on in the background. I'll be like a little Mozart when it's yes. So I truly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like it is something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm happy that what I'm able to do can bring some type of peace and wellness, especially in the climate that we're in now. So you know, it really brings me joy.
You brought something down there. Just a second. The
Yeah,
climate that we're in right now.
absolutely.
Not now. You a lot of people don't want to change when they say they need to change, but there's times where right now you got to make some changes. And you got to
Absolutely.
be on it quickly. You don't have time to hem and haw. You got to make some moves.
Absolutely. You do. Because let me tell you something, you're not trying to be stuck.
Yeah. Oh,
Stuck.
yeah. I think that's for me. When I picture stuck, right?
Mhm.
There's a couple pictures. Standing on a cliff, looking out over a valley that's just lit up with sun and all this energy and possibilities that are out
Yeah.
there. And you're looking at it, but you're standing on this cliff and won't even go out there and step in that
And
gap to
step
find out
into
what you
it.
could become. And then
Exactly.
there's that piece where I'm an ocean lover. I love the ocean. I go to the
Mhm.
ocean, the energy, the waves, just all of that is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's no way I will ever plan a getaway to go to a pond where I would sit and just watch this pond that has no energy.
Yeah.
It's just crickets, algae covered. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what I'm like. That's stuck, right?
Yeah, no, that is very true. And you know, it's very important. I know for me, talking about being stuck and you're saying like the different avenues of, you know, what being able to explore, that's basically what skincare is. It's like a journey.
Okay.
You know, either you're not going to take care of it or you're going to be that stinky pond.
Right.
Or you're going to be going in the valley and just, you know, seeing the journey that your skin is going to go on. So I definitely understand that. Yeah.
I like what you said in your bio. You are revolutionizing the skincare industry.
Yeah.
What you're doing, but not only that, you're helping people operate in their what is it, radiance and their confidence. And what people
Absolutely.
don't realize, they have a natural glow to them, and
They
it's
do.
just it may show at times and when they're happy, but then it also has an effect when they're in the negative.
Yes, yes, it does. It does. And speaking of that, we don't really understand how stress can really affect our skin. So like when you are in have high levels of stress, it raises cortisol levels. So that help that puts you in a position where your skin produces more oil.
Okay.
So when you may see some random breakouts, you know, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, it's because I've been eating bad or eating chocolate." Now
Right.
that does take account too, but there are so many
Chocolate.
things. Yes. And I never try to get no because I'm gonna have my bottle of champagne, okay, and chocolate and all of that. So, you know, it's just so many things that really like put your skin in so many stressful situations. So it can be food. It can be food that causes a lot of inflammation inside the body and then it's coming out in the skin. Or it could be, like I said, the stress raising those cortisol levels, causing more oil production.
Yeah.
So it's so many things that can take place when it comes to skin and how your skin actually kind of glow or even just kind of show what you're even going through.
Yeah. And speaking of that, you often hear, "How old are you? You don't look that age."
No.
Like, oh, or is it one of those? I ran into a guy that I graduated with my high school,
Hmm.
and he's like, "Hey, I know you. We went to school together." I'm looking at him like, "No, we
That
didn't."
we couldn't have.
You older than I. You must be talking about something.
Right.
And he told me, and I'm like, "Wow,
Oh
life
yeah.
hits us all in different ways,
Definitely.
and we take on stress in different ways."
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how you view stress and how you handle it. I know I saw you do yoga,
Yes.
meditation, but talk to me a little
Yes.
bit. I want to steal your thunder.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So I'm actually a yoga and meditation practitioner as well. And so I really like to bring that aspect into the treatment room as well. So I don't just preach it, I also practice it.
Okay.
Not yoga as that much this year because I am in school, but I do still practice a lot of meditation throughout the year. And even when there's a lot of things going on in my personal life, I still try to set aside some time for self-care because at the end of the day, like I don't believe in, you know, filling a lot of everyone's cup and mine's is empty.
Gotcha.
I really don't believe in that. And that's what I try to bring to my clients as well. So and especially I'm in that space of taking care of clients, treating them. So if I'm depleted and I'm putting my hands, you know, I believe in all that the energy and stuff. So I can't put my hands on clients and I'm completely depleted.
Yeah.
So I do my best, like, to leave all my issues at the door, even at the treatment room or any room that I step in. I don't care what I'm going through, but when I am at home, I do, for the most part, get that time to kind of like at least meditate, take some time to myself. I love being alone. Believe it or not, I seem talkative, but I'm usually home for 5 days at a time
By
in
yourself.
silence.
Yeah,
Yes.
really.
So I truly do enjoy my own silence.
Okay.
Outside of that, I love spending time with my family or, going to the beach too. I'm an outdoorsy girl. I love to hike and all of those things. So those are the things that I do or implement into my life that allows me to be able to kind of flourish and actually give back to the clients in the treatment room.
Yeah, I like that you said that because people don't realize the transferring of energy, and that if I'm negative and I transfer that over to you either
It's
through words or through touch.
Yes, it is very important. I remember one time, it was around the time when I was just going through a lot personally. I started taking care of my dad, and I was in the treatment room, and I was going through a lot, but I do believe in leaving all my problems at the door. So when I'm dealing with clients, I love to kind of give them all of me and all the good energy that I possibly can. And this man, I was doing his facial, and he was like, "You have peace over your life." And I was just like, I was like, oh my God, I'm just glad in the midst of all of this, trials and tribulations and all this, struggle,
Yeah.
that I still like had that over me, and so that's really important to me because honestly, when my clients come into the treatment room,
Yeah.
it sometimes, depending on their skin condition at the time,
Yeah.
they go through a lot. It's very sometimes for some clients it can be a very emotional
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
dealing with conditions that they can't seem to kind of control and stuff like that. So when I go in there, I try to definitely make sure that I come in there with an energy that basically allows them to kind of let loose and be themselves as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's big.
Mhm.
It's a must.
It is. It is. And
I'm spending money to come see you.
yes.
Oh, the world sucks.
About to take my problems, okay, lay my burdens on the
I'm crying on you.
exactly, exactly. And it just really is important. And I always thankfully I did have a really good upbringing, my parents and stuff like that. So, I always noticed when I grew up, it was like, dang, everybody's in this kind of dog eat dog world. And I'm just kind of la 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 la. Yeah. And so, then when you start getting smacked with all of these people that are so hurt, I didn't want to like put out that same thing out into the world. So I didn't know that, God was going to use me with skincare, but it really does allow me to really, allow my clients to either relax or sometimes they let me know a whole bunch of stuff I don't need to know. But you know what? Whatever goes on in the treatment room, stay in the treatment room. Okay, this is Vegas. So,
I like
yeah, so, but honestly, with everything, I do have the capacity to be able to deal with that. And then I let that go in my own ways too.
Nice. So you talked about your family.
Yes.
And you talked about your energy and how you, even when you got things going on, you've been able to kind of hold that at bay and still give your clients their all.
Yes.
So you had a podcast.
Yes.
And your podcast, I listened to it, and I had two shows that caught my attention because for me, it's about motivation.
Okay.
Excuse me, motivational, but it's about momentum shifting.
Yes.
Right? Changing. So resurrection was one of them.
Oh yeah.
And I wrote it down. I forgot the other one. I was sitting there looking. I said, "There's no way I'll forget this one." Forgot it. But it was dealing with you. I can't.
It was the last one when I got emotional because I remember.
Yes.
Really
Yes,
emotional.
you get
Yeah.
emotional. You talk about your family.
Yeah, I was just kind of that was like a free flow one. I didn't have any script in that. Yeah.
So that one for me, I said, well, I don't. I want to talk to you about momentum shifting because that is what it's about. When we get into tough times, we have challenges.
Yeah.
How are we going to move forward? So talk to me about momentum shifting for you and how you manage to do these things when all of this is coming at you at once.
Yeah.
You talked about being employed
Mhm.
at the time. You talked about building your business, and now you got other thing. You talked about your father here, and
Yeah.
your family's your love, your passion, right? They
Mhm.
take care of you. Talk to me about how you manage to what you do to kind of routine wise or et cetera. What momentum shifting means.
I am a free spirit,
Yeah.
so I let life flow however it's gonna flow. And I mean, I think I have to thank my mom a little bit for that because she's kind of have a free spirit personality as well.
Yeah.
And my father, he's a little more grounded.
Okay.
So, but my mom is also like very positive,
Yeah,
so it was
Like-
kind of good having both of those together. And then me, I come in with my rah-rah, free-spirited, grounded, now I'm the adult, the parent and stuff. So, really I just allow life to be what it is. I remember, like, of course, when you're like in your 20s, you think you're like everything is a problem.
Right.
And I was just kind of
Yeah.
yes, like everything is an issue.
Yeah.
And I used to really overthink a lot of things.
Yeah.
I used to worry about what people thought. And then over time, I just got to that point where I was just like, I don't really care about what people
Yeah.
think. So what I started to do was just allow life to flow exactly how I want it to flow. I know a lot of people don't like to hear all that. They just think
Yeah.
it's like all this, oh, the universe. But I mean, really, sometimes when you do allow yourself and your mind to let go, things really come at you. Like
Yeah.
from the name of my business, it just came to me. I
Okay.
didn't even think about it. I didn't write a whole list of names.
Yeah.
Just from how my business ended up flowing and getting to where I actually do advanced skincare treatments. So for me, it really I just kind of let life flow. And I know that may not sound motivational or anything like that, but at the end of the day, like really, that's just what it is. I don't let a lot of things stress me out. And when I do take that time to myself. That is one of the most important things to me. I'll go hiking for a whole entire day,
Oh.
cut off my phone. My parents
Look at
hate
you,
it.
really.
Yeah.
For somebody to do that, it's like,
Yeah, I cut off my phone. I don't check it. I may check it like every hour and a half or so. And I just sit. Sometimes I think that's what I noticed that a lot of people that I run into, they're afraid of just sitting
yeah.
and sitting in silence and sitting with themselves.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the times that's what helps ground me and really help me figure out my next steps in life or in business and stuff. And it's not perfect.
Right.
Like, it's not perfect at all. Business is not always perfect. Life is not always perfect. I never want to portray that life is just this grand, great thing, but at the end of the day, we have to work with what we have.
Yeah.
And it's no point in complaining or, being in a woe is me, position, taking a woe is me position. You just got to kind of keep moving forward. And I know it's not always easy, but that's just kind of how I do it.
Yeah.
It's just,
I like what you say.
Yeah.
because I think that's what I found the best way to flow through challenges and opportunities is
Yeah.
how you look at it.
Yeah.
And I found, when you're trying to keep these balls up in the air, juggling, controlling everything that's going to fall
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Like, once you stop doing that and start working on what you can control,
Yes.
it's like, boom, oh, that's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah,
Whatever.
she loves to say, God laughs while you're busy making plans.
There, yes, yes.
So I always I say that in my head, like, Bessie, don't try to control. Because I still have my moments where I'm like, I'm going to control this. This is going to happen.
You ain't controlling nothing.
It never works out. Once I let stuff free flow, I have the thought. It's not like I just be like, oh, life is just
Right.
flowing and going. I have the thought. I write it down. I make it plain.
There we go.
Then I even plan a little bit.
Yeah.
But after that, I kind of just let things happen as
Yeah.
they were supposed to.
Yeah.
And that is so true because I just knew I was going to have so many things happening this year. And let me tell you, only thing I've been focusing on is school and my family. That's it. Nothing else have happened. So God was definitely laughing at me for sure. So yeah.
You know, in that, I think we miss out. You know, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm gonna give it to God
Yep.
and let Him do it," but we have to have some kind of
You gotta
plan
think
and
about
put some work in and do
Mhm.
something. So He sees you doing that, and it may not pay off this year, but
Yep.
it's next year because there's something you're learning in the storm that you're going through, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes the storm is really good. I think a lot of people they ready to, go to the end of the rainbow, but the
Right.
storm sometimes allows you to sit down, slow down. And
Yeah.
honestly, sometimes you get a lot of clarity in the storm,
Right.
because I'm going to tell you like a couple months ago, I already knew what I was doing in my business, but a couple months ago when a lot of things was going on, like because I had to sit down for a while,
Yeah.
it really even like clarified, made a lot of other things clear.
Yeah.
So sometimes the storm is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's also the problem. And I think that is a big part of like the momentum
Yeah.
also. We just want to see the beautiful part.
Right.
That's all we ever want to see. Like,
Let's get the great results.
yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like even Noah, it took him 40 years to see what that boat was going to
Right.
do, so it was just, I'm sure he was probably sitting there like, I'm so bored.
Right.
Like, what
Let me put this together. And all the sunlight out here.
all this stuff, and what am I supposed to be doing?
And you talking about crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, to him, that probably looked like a storm.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes in those storms, you end up finding more clarity
Yeah.
than you do when it's like all of these great things happening.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going good. This is going good. And it's not to say that that's not a good thing and you don't find clarity.
Right.
But I have found that sometimes, like, the storms actually give me a lot of my clarity.
Yeah. That's what I would say. Like in a storm, you're doing a couple things.
Mhm.
You're elevating, right? 'Cause it's like you
Absolutely.
get to a point in life where you can't continue to do the same things you've always done to
Yep.
get to the next level. So
Yeah.
the storm comes, that's your test, challenge, and opportunity
Yes.
to move to the next level. It's kind of like a video game. At
Yeah.
the end of this level, I got to fight this big burly monster and I got to get past him.
Yep.
Once I get past him, I'll move to the next level and see what else is
Absolutely.
next out there. And I think a lot of times we get those challenges, opportunities, and tests and see them as problems and kind of shut down and run away.
Yep.
And so at that point, the storm is coming back to you,
Mhm.
even in a heavier.
Yeah.
Right? So now we had a Hurricane 5 or whatever.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's challenging you to step your game up.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I like that. I like how you're looking at that. So talk to me a little bit about, what you do in your events. Because I know I saw you do some events for different, just different things, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. So originally, like I said, I started off making skincare products. But then at some of my events, the expos I would go to, I would usually kind of do like facial demos because I notice in our community, a lot of people don't understand skincare or they don't understand what an esthetician even is.
right. It's
I-
hard to say.
Yeah.
I was
Yes, yes, it is. So like I'll kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm an esthetician. And they'll be like,
what's wrong with you, baby?
Yeah. So then I had to start wording it a different way. Like, oh, I do facials. And then I hated it, how that sound.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to go into different areas, communities. I go to my community. I'm from Capitol Heights.
Okay.
To Capitol Heights, Maryland. I like to say PG County, but you can't say that no more. Prince George's County.
Right.
So I go to those community events and just really try to spread the word as much as I can about aesthetics, or not just aesthetics, as far as self-care and taking care of your skin.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like they don't need sunscreen every day. A lot of people feel like, they don't need to wash their face every day.
Yeah.
I mean, and if it has worked for you, then fine, but at the end of the day, we have to take care of our skin.
Yes.
It's the largest organ on our body. So,
Right.
just like you take care of your teeth, you have to take care of your skin as well. And so it has been a challenge though, really spreading that word, because I didn't realize how many people didn't understand what it was. So, but that's pretty much what I do. I just go and I spread the word. And then now I am doing more travel aesthetics.
Okay.
which I don't go to as many expos right now. Really, the expos was really just for me to spread the word and have people understand their skin types. And then now I'm just really focusing on just like clients who love discretion
Yeah.
and really just value convenience as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome back. We're here with Miss Bessie Stroman, aka the goddess of estheticians, and we're talking a little bit about her journey, her story, and you're doing some amazing things. What I want to talk about is, I met you at an event a couple weeks ago
Yes.
in Montgomery County,
Mhm.
and the first I heard was that crown the earth.
Mhm.
So I want to ask about where that name came from. And I also heard that you are part of the Black Chamber of Commerce. So I
Yes.
wanted to talk a little bit about that as well. So if we could start with where the name title of your company came from.
Okay, so basically, well, technically, if you see my logo, it is a tree. You see the roots, and it's like a woman's face, and you see all of the branches. So the roots basically represent earth,
Okay.
and being grounded, and the crown represents knowing who you are. In my personal opinion, at the
Yes.
time, that's really what it really meant to me, and it still does.
Okay.
And I'm very aware of who I am, and
Yeah.
it's really how I ended up shaping Crown to Earth to be what it is today.
Okay.
So I do personally live by that.
See, I
Yes,
know who I am.
yes,
You can't tell
yes.
me nothing different.
Yes.
Okay.
And so through skincare, I like to give that to my clients as well, allowing them to be in a place where they feel like themselves, they start to know who they are, and also kind of like that space of giving themselves grace as well.
Yeah. So that's what I thought about being grounded. Though I just thought it just from the top of the head to the feet, touching the earth.
Yeah.
Being grounded. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no
That's-
problem.
So your journey into business, how long you been doing it again?
I've been doing this for about 7 years now. Yes, yes.
And-
I started off the first three, well, maybe about 4 or 5 just doing the skincare.
Yeah.
And then I've been a esthetician for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then your journey into this basically Black Chamber of Commerce and the things that you're doing in the community.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd you get involved with it?
So I started in their leadership program. It was like during COVID.
Yeah.
So everything was
Shut down.
so it was really a really good program. It really helped entrepreneurs to kind of understand and give them kind of access to different resources and how they can, get their business to a certain point. It covered so many things,
Yeah.
from oh gosh, from oh my gosh, it's a while ago. Sorry. No, but from it covered a lot of things from how to get assistance or how to run your business and so many resources. And then we had a lot of access to different business owners. So that really did help to build that network and kind of build honestly kind of like that relationship because at the time we just were not able to do anything. So yeah, it was really nice to really get to know all of the entrepreneurs that were there. We got to know about how to do media or anything, or if we wanted someone to do media for us, and how to really just help propel our business a little further. So I was told about it through a friend. She sent me the leadership program and then I went through it and it was really incredible. Honestly, I truly enjoyed myself. I met a lot of wonderful people, a lot of wonderful entrepreneurs, strong Black entrepreneurs, which is really, really important. So it was really nice to be around so many different Black entrepreneurs. Yeah.
I like what you said there. It's so true. People don't realize the power of being able to see your own
It is.
kind doing things.
It's important.
Especially, we come from an environment where we play it safe a lot.
Yes.
We
Yes.
don't take a leap of faith out.
Yeah.
I know where I was brought up, that wasn't. No. It's too much work. You need to get this job.
Yeah, it's still the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Trust me.
And I get it, and I don't I still work.
Yeah,
So I get
yeah.
it. You do what you do. Yeah, what my mom always told me, you do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do.
That's true.
And that's a key piece.
Hmm.
But to see, I was speaking at an event where a woman told me her mantra. She said, I operate in a manner that I understand that a child can't be what a child can't see. And so being in an environment where you can see people who look like you doing what you do,
Yeah.
who come from backgrounds like you, is
Yeah.
important. And I always tell people, when you put yourself in that room where people are helping you, lifting
Yeah.
you up and not breaking you down or finding a way to convince you to come down to their level, man, it's a huge piece.
It really is important. I mean, because I know for me, my mom, she was an entrepreneur. She had her own daycare. And my godmother was an entrepreneur. She's always been an entrepreneur. So
In your
she,
blood, I
yes, yes, she's a serial entrepreneur. She was like really, she always had me at stuff, always was creating. She was a big creative. She was a creative, so she would make buttons and
yeah.
just all types of stuff, selling Mary Kay and
Finding a way,
yeah.
find a way to make it happen.
My god sister actually used to make natural products, so I remember when I started doing it, my mom was like, "It's in you."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and my mom, she actually had her own daycare,
Okay.
where years ago, where she just took care of kids, and
Yeah.
she actually was funded through the county and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up around it, but at the time I didn't realize that's what it was. So I'm not gonna lie, this is probably not really far fetched for me, because honestly, I wanted to be in the background, and it's very interesting because now I'm finding myself that since I'm an entrepreneur, I'm like in the front, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it is, but it is important. It really is important to, and what I love about it is like when you are around all these entrepreneurs, you just get so much knowledge, like things you didn't know how you can do things, or really it helps you think outside of the box as well. And then you end up realizing this is the most powerful thing that I really love. When you learn from someone else, you end up teaching someone else.
Yes.
And you be like, where did you get this from? Like,
It's just out of you. What?
like,
I can say
where
that.
did you get so much knowledge from? And
Right.
so I really love that because you are able to give back.
Yeah.
Whether it's, a young entrepreneur or even someone older, like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I really love that. So being around that is really powerful
Yeah.
in itself.
I like it. So I like to tell people who think that they're going to stand in the back of the room. My mom always said the cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
So we used to go out there and get milk from the cow, and you had to wait for a while, and the cream would rise to the top. That's the best stuff, right?
The best.
So the great ones are going to shine anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's
you can hide
true.
in the back for only so long.
Yeah.
And you got to pop out.
I know. I just wasn't expecting it. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to think I have a nice personality, but I was just kind of like hiding behind everybody else, like, I'll be okay.
No, it's not me. Next thing you know, you're out front telling everybody about it.
Yeah, talking in front of people, and I'm like, what happened? So, but even being around those entrepreneurs, it really gives you that confidence too. Because you around different entrepreneurs who know how to talk and speak in front of people, and then that makes you comfortable. Like, okay, I think I can do that a little bit. Or I'll go to someone and be like, so how do you do this? Like, how do you get? I'll ask questions.
There you
How
go.
do you get comfortable doing this? Or I just try to ask any question that helped me learn. And like I said, you end up teaching other people. So that's what I really love about it.
And I like what you just said. I ask questions.
Yes.
I ask for help, those things. I think that's the piece that keeps us stuck or leads to us being stuck, is where our ego comes in and we won't want to ask questions. People we don't know what to do or we don't know how to do. And so that's the piece that we'll find ourselves being stuck. Be curious, keep learning.
That's true.
And speaking of keep learning, I'm curious, what are you studying now?
So I am in school for my master's aesthetics in my master's aesthetics program. So I am a master esthetician, which basically means I'm still in school, still going to school. But it is something that I truly love because I really wanted to make sure that I understood in full the knowledge of skincare. So you just don't come to me and get, a fluff facial, just to relax. Now you are going to relax.
Right.
But we are going to, talk about, okay, why you having these skin conditions, even if for people who
So you
they think they're
educate them,
skin,
but
we're
right.
educating, we're talking about different things. I can't like give you a meal routine, a
Right.
meal plan or anything, but I can tell you what foods cause inflammation and all of that other stuff. We can kind of go down a list of what you're doing, what you're eating, your daily routine as far as, either exercise or not drinking water and stuff like that. And then on top of that, I'm able to do advanced skincare treatments that actually where you see real results.
I like it.
Mhm.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's a huge piece.
Yes. Yes.
Like that's a because when you look at it, you look in the mirror, and people you beat yourself up because of the way you're looking.
Yes.
And especially if you're not confident or anything else, it can just
Mhm.
deflate you. And that's
It does.
people you're trying to hide it with your clothes and everything else.
Yes.
And it's just
Absolutely.
having that feeling, having somebody who's putting into you, right, or what we say, pouring into you,
Point. Yep. Mhm.
it helps when you haven't figured out what you need to pour in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, when we need help with something, we go get coaching, we go to school, we do a lot of things. So it's the same exact concept when you think about your skin. When a lot of clients come to me, they're like, "Oh, I have this spot here," and like you said, we're very critical of ourselves. So sometimes I have to tell them to like take a picture of yourself today, and then in 2 weeks we're going to take another picture after the treatment, and you're going to see that there are changes. However, I always let clients know like it's like that gym situation is 20% in the gym and 80% at home. Let me speak into this mic, okay? You're not gonna come to me and be like look like Holly Berry in one day.
Right. Oh, so it's not an overnight thing.
It's not an
what I call
overnight thing.
microwavable.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a plastic surgeon. You have to go to other professionals for that. It's out of my scope. So, but I do like that's basically what I bring to the client. So we really dive deep and we really build a relationship. Like I said before, I've seen my clients get pregnant, have babies, all of this stuff, and we go through all of their different skin concerns that come up based off of different things. And it's not a one size fit all as much as people would like to think. So stay off TikTok, y'all.
Right.
Like,
I saw on YouTube.
my God, I have so many professionals coming into asking for my help, telling me what to do. And I'm like, you know more than me, so you can go home then, I guess. But no, I do meet them where they are. Usually I like to work with the products and stuff that they have, and then we start to kind of either subtracting or adding different products to get them to their desired skin goals. And that is really important. So that is something that it really is a journey. Like I said, I've had clients who were really emotional about their skin. Like you have people who don't want to leave out the door because their skin looks a certain way. So it's not just some, kind of like fluff situation where people just like, oh, I get this beautiful facial. You do get a facial, you do get the relaxation, yes, but this is a true journey. And I love my clients because they do understand that, they value it. And they also value discretion because I do not put a lot of my clients. So y'all not gonna go on my Instagram and see all my episodes. I don't believe in putting my clients on my social media because like how I said, you got everybody putting a camera in your face. When they come into my treatment room or I could go into their house and create the treatment room, I really want them to have that real relaxed situation where they're like, oh, okay. And they can trust that, we're going to get those results, and I'm not going to be plastering you all over social media.
I gotta I gotta get myself together
Yes.
before she comes to get me together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do take pictures, but not for social media. I take pictures because, like I said, sometimes we look at our skin every day and we don't see the difference. And really, there is a real big difference. But when we're looking at all of our flaws, we're not going to see those
Just
differences.
big.
Yeah,
Every day. It didn't go nowhere. 5 minutes later, it didn't go anywhere.
So, and that's the thing I noticed, that a lot of people in my profession, they just like, oh yeah, I can do that and we can turn it around. I do not lie to my clients.
Yeah.
I let them know what the timeline may look like. Everything, when you come to me, is 100% realistic. And I don't like lying to my clients. I love being truthful, and I have to really get them to a point where they have to understand that this is the realistic process.
I like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I really enjoy it. It is a struggle dealing with social media, and then, working on dealing with results and the mindset of some clients and stuff, but it's all well worth it. So, yeah.
I
really
like that. You
that.
tell them it's a journey because the process takes as long as the process takes.
Yeah.
Your situation is not like person A's situation. It's totally different.
Yes.
And how you need to recover, they may be further along. They may not be as deep into it.
Absolutely.
It's just something totally different. So
Yeah.
process takes as long as it takes.
It's all about, like how we were talking, it's about age, diet, all of those things. All of those things take into account your stress levels.
Yeah.
It's so many things that really, we got to take into account when it comes to our skin and where it is. So it's not just I'm a dry skin type, or I'm oily, and it's not just that. You can be oily and still have that dehydrated skin. So that's why it's important to get your own personalized, customized, tailored program, package, skincare program for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. Yes.
And I hate to bring this to a close, but I don't want to hold you up too much because I love it. I love this, especially the energy you bring in, and the message. I love it. So where do you see this going?
So I am a travel esthetician, and that's basically where I want to see it go. I love seeing my clients. I love creating that treatment space for my clients in the comfort of their own home.
Okay.
So that is something that I want to continue to do. I have a couple of plans, like as far as getting a spa bus.
There we go.
I'm going to get a spa bus eventually, but I'm pretty much taking it on the road. I'm going to kind of be here, and I'm possibly thinking about moving, but I want to really expand my brand, and possibly bring on other estheticians who are willing and want to, or have the desire to help clients build their confidence in the comfort of their home as well through skincare.
I like that. I was going to ask you about that bus because my head was like, over here around the corner. Every Thursday they have food trucks. So I'm like, well, why not have a
exactly. Yes. So that is definitely the plan. To do that later in the future, probably about next year, if possible. So I'll be kind of starting some type of fundraiser for that, just to kind of help out a little bit. Yeah.
So you 501c3 or?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I am working on that as well, because I was kind of tossing of like where I wanted to give back at. So toss up between senior citizens, because I remember when my aunt was in a senior home, you notice that a lot of people don't come visit their loved ones and stuff, and you start like my mom was reading an article, and she told me about this article that said a lot of seniors are starting to feel even lonelier, because when they would go out to the grocery store, that was their only opportunity to talk to people. But now everyone's on their phone, and everything is self-checkout.
Right.
Now.
Exactly.
So
so you got like 8 or 9 self-checkout spots, or DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash or something like that. So I'll probably end up doing both, but I definitely wanted to also go to the schools and teach the kids about skincare, because really we have to start there. Any bad habit that we have as adults. It starts as a child. So I was like, you know what? Let's rein that in and get that going there. So there are a couple of things that I would like to do over the next couple years.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Now I like it. What you got coming up?
Right now, coming up is graduation.
No.
Yes. Graduation. And really just getting myself back out there. I did suspend all my travel services this year because I really did want to focus on school. Yes, absolutely. So, and I realized within school, you start to come up with so many ideas, and I didn't want to mix a whole lot of stuff. Like I truly believe in focusing on one thing, one goal at a time. Not saying I'm not doing other things, but I truly do believe in focusing. And I wanted to reposition myself, not necessarily rebrand, because I've always been doing the same thing, but I wanted to reposition myself and reposition my mindset as well on the real process of what I wanted to do next in my business. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Where can they get a hold of you?
You can reach me at www.crowntoearth.com. All of my information is there, and on all the social media platforms, it is Crown to Earth. I was about to say .com. Yes, I was about to say .com. And I also have a podcast called Skin on Earth. And what it basically does is kind of combine or collide both skincare and wellness and how they all interrelate together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened to your podcast.
Yes.
I love how you flow.
Yeah.
And I think everybody in the audience, you'll love it as well.
Yeah.
Go check her out. You'll enjoy it. It's on Spotify, right?
It's on Spotify and Apple. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to love it.
Yes.
So, I love it. So Bessie.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you
Truly
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
This is
Great
awesome.
having you. You truly are a momentum shifter. Keep
Thank
doing what
you.
you're doing. I love everything.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful.
So that's it for our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show. I'm Eric Collier. She's Bessie Stroman, aka the goddess of estheticians. I love that.
Yes.
I love it. So until next time, always keep pushing because nobody's going to do it for you. Take care.
Thank you for joining The Momentum Shift, a show bringing you interviews and stories of incredible people to help you get inspired, get moving, and get results to ultimately create the life-changing momentum shift that will improve your life. Join host Eric Collier, the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for The Momentum Shift, the show and change you've been looking for.